Hey, what's going on, guys? How y'all doing today? Let's get into it, y'all. The ish is hitting the fan. We have so much stuff going on. Let me tell you what we're going to talk about. All right. Kevin Hart is running scared, or at least it looks like it. If you guys don't know, there's been a leaked tape of one of Diddy's Freakoff parties, the regular party, and then when it gets in jumping. Usher's in the tape. Kevin Hart's in the tape. Okay. We're going to show y'all that. On top of that, Kevin Hart is now asking for his friend's lawsuit, which is set to expose him for doing a lot of freaky deek behavior. And it looks like that freaky deek behavior happened at Diddy's house. He is now begging the judge to make it private. On top of that, y'all know he just shut down 4 restaurants in LA overnight. Nobody knows the reasons. The streets are saying that Diddy is one of the investors. They think that Kevin Hart is going to be somehow involved, if not in the Freakoff stuff, with Diddy investing. Let's not forget that Diddy was one of the main people that put Kevin Hart on. On top of that, Usher's Twitter account got deleted. And I kept waiting to say, when did Usher going to say he hacked, right? He came up and said he was hacked, but we came up with some information that shows that Usher might not be forthcoming with that. Again, it's odd that all this stuff is happening all over the world. I'm talking about from people getting hacked. I'm talking about tapes being leaked. I'm talking about lawsuits. Can you please make it private? I'm talking about around the world, record executives are resigning just like that. We're going to talk about that. We also got to talk about Nicki Minaj. Now, if you guys don't know, last week, Nicki Minaj went in on Jay-Z, and it looked like Kendrick Lamar. I said it back then. Nicki, you clearly got a problem with Jay-Z. And I don't know what happened between y'all. Maybe you have a right to have a problem. But why are you bringing Kendrick in it? And you got something to say to Jay-Z, address him directly. Well, guess what? Never one to not do anything. Nicki listened to the internet, and she is now addressing Jay-Z directly. And here's the thing. Everybody trashing that situation. Nicki and her weirdo husband, Nicki and her weirdo brother. But you know what? Nicki made a point with the way Jay-Z's being a weirdo, because all this mess is going on with Diddy, and Jay-Z was like this with Diddy. They were even hosting parties. All this mess is going on. All this stuff is going on. You are silent. Cassie, somebody that you and your wife, Diddy and Cassie, were like this, hanging out. At least that's the way it looked. Doing all the stuff. You don't got ish to say. The video, you silent. But yet, you want to send the dogs out for when it comes to Nicki and send Steve Stout out to make a statement. Nicki had a point. Oh, yeah, we talk about stuff that happened 15 years when her husband was 15. Actually, he was 16, I believe, but who knows, right? I'm not getting into that. Not this video. Yeah, we want to talk about the stuff that happened with her husband years ago, because it's a weird case. Why is he around? Why are you trying to turn that man into a sex symbol? But I digress. It's not my business. But if we are doing that, how is Jay-Z and all of Rock Nation uniting to address these charges about whether Nicki got his old money or not, when at the end of the day, y'all got ish. Y'all got shit to say, to quote Diddy, sorry for cursing, when it comes to Diddy. Again, the silence is loud. And I really think that Jay-Z made a strategic error, because here's the thing. If you're silent, you got to be silent all the time. Because the minute you open your mouth, people are like, oh, and if you're talking, you got to talk all the time. The minute you open your mouth, people are like, oh, so you could talk about, but you couldn't talk about this. And this is one of those times when Nicki actually has a point. Why haven't they come out and said anything? Why did you send Steve out to go out there and assassinate Nicki's character? And listen, it might be deserved. I'm not getting into that. But the fact that everybody's acting like there ain't an elephant in the room named Diddy. And I think that's because that elephant was one of their closest friends. And everybody is reeling from what's going to happen. Now, listen, y'all know on this channel, we've been right about quite a few things, actually everything that we said in relation to the Diddy case, the way the legal process was going to go down, the way the way the investigation was going to go down. You know, like, yes, everybody got a story. And I'm not discrediting everybody's story, but we've been pretty on spot with the legal portion. The thing is, I've had my ear to the legal streets, and Diddy is about to sing like a canary. There's two things going on. Let's start with this first. Then we're going to get into the Usher and the Kevin Hart stuff. Okay. I'm going to play that for you, or what I can play. I'm going to play it on screen. Y'all know I love a good PowerPoint presentation. Also, you guys subscribe, like. It's YouTube, baby. You know how it works. I'm out here shucking and jiving, doing the thing. So here's the thing, right? My sources are telling me with Diddy is not going to go down quietly. He is going to pull everybody down he can with them. Now, here's the thing. Diddy is demanding, his lawyer is demanding a fast trial. Now, if you've seen anything about Diddy's lawyer, y'all know I think Diddy's lawyer is Tasha K's lawyer, Olga, in drag. I think that Diddy's lawyer is the ops. I cannot understand what their defense is. I just know it ain't working. And every legal expert that you talk to or listen to is looking also like, well, I'm sorry. Whose side are you on? Are you working for the right? Every legal expert is looking like, what is Diddy lawyer's plan? What are they doing? And why are they doing it this way? Okay, so that's going on. Just hold three things in your head. So that's what's going on with that. People are really puzzled at the defense of Diddy's lawyers because Diddy's lawyers don't seem to be working in his favor. Now, you can say, oh, well, they just don't know what they're doing, but they are some of the most expensive, brightest lawyers. Hold on, y'all. They are some of the most expensive, brightest lawyers in the country. Okay? So then what's going on? We need to talk about that. Why is it that they didn't have a defensive prepared? Why is it that in a sex trafficking case, they barely offered any type of bail? 50 million might seem like a lot to me and you, but 50 million is not a lot of money at all. Why is that the only thing that you offered? Moreover, why did, when they get to the bail hearing, they didn't even have a legal coherent argument for why he deserved to be let out on bail? He literally stood in front of the court of law. Literally, he literally stood, Diddy's lawyer, in front of a court of law and said, Your Honor, even if you don't trust him, trust the money. You literally, I'm surprised you didn't throw 50 million in the judge's face and said, pick it up. And when you done, release Sean. It was so disrespectful to the court, but it's also so weird. In cases this high profile, 50 million ain't nothing. 50 million, and the 50 million is a house and a deed. 50 million is not anything in cases like this, especially when someone has access to overseas funds, high price friends, all this stuff. So already people are like, this is weird. Second of all, y'all was saying that you have been arguing this case. You've been saying our sources told us he was getting arrested in May. To which I said, then why don't you got ish done in September? If y'all know so much, Nostradamus, why don't y'all got a defense prepared? Or why don't you even have, by this point, you could have been writing up scripts. Pick script A, script B. If you guys don't know, Diddy has been paying about $180,000 a week, estimated, for all his lawyers. That's right, a week. Let's not forget that Diddy has like 11 lawyers. So then people are like, you look woefully ill prepared. On top of that, you got him in, his bail was denied. You had a chance to go back and really be like, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. Let's go back to the appeal and get him released. They went back to the bail hearing appeal and did even worse. Then the government was like, yo, let's meet in 3 months and see where we're at with the investigation, because Diddy is parked, you know where, right? Right? That's what you get. You shouldn't have been witness tampering. We told you to knock it off. Let's come back in 3 weeks and see where this mofo is, right? So anyway, hold on really quick. Oh, Clover84, Nichelle said, everything stops when I get the TC notification. Oh, Clover, thanks. Y'all capping me up. Thank y'all so much. Okay, so to make a long story longer, like I like to do, they were like, okay, well, you had time to prepare. But the weird thing is they said they weren't waiving the right to speedy trial. Speedy trial, if you guys don't know, constitutional right. It is a fundamental, pivotal part of our criminal justice system. It says you will have a speedy trial. They're not going to keep you in jail forever, especially since Diddy has to stay in jail until they are done their investigation. The feds could be smart and say, you know what? Our investigation will be done in 4, 5, 6 years. We'll see you soon. The fact that Diddy's lawyers seem to be, and this is not just me, this is what the legal culture is feeling. The fact that Diddy's lawyer seems to be so woefully ill prepared. Okay. And the fact that a speedy trial is not going to work to Diddy's favor because you guys couldn't even mount a defense to bail, something you knew was coming, right? And by the way, that bail hearing didn't have to happen the next day. They could have requested the bail hearing to come back in a week when they had time to think about what they was going to say. They're the one that's rushing it along. So this brings me to my point. Then why is Diddy moving for a fast trial? Because the powers that be, people are saying there are some heavy hitters paying for Diddy's legal fees. Now, I know what you're saying. Diddy got money. No, Diddy got assets. And Diddy got $50 million in assets. Diddy's supposed to be a millionaire. $50 million to a millionaire is like if you got $1,000 in your bank account having 5 cents, less than 5 cents, 0.0, 1/5 of a penny. That's how much money a billionaire is. So if you're supposed to be a billionaire and you're going bond and you only have 1/5 of a penny that you're putting up for bond, what is this? Diddy has assets. He has his houses. Everything else was smoke and mirrors. Everything else was him getting endorsements, him getting product placement, him getting this, him getting that, which was a lot. But he gave the court everything he had, which was $50 million. That included his houses, and that includes his mama's condo, okay? And even the baby's passport, okay? You know you got to be the devil. You know you got to be the devil when you put a 2-year-old on the no-fly list. That's all I'm saying. Poor baby love. Before her 5th birthday, she's land-bound, right? And locked in the land. Okay, so where does that leave us? People are saying that the people that are paying Diddy's bills want that fast trial. They want it to go forward as quick as possible because they don't want Diddy to be offering and mounting a defense. They don't want their secrets coming out in trial. They don't want Diddy thinking of flipping. They want Diddy in jail. Now, I know what you're saying, same thing I said. Well, even if Diddy's in jail, he can still talk from jail. Maybe, but by that time, his kids are outside. You never know, right? They can offer to take care of his kids. But more importantly, you can't come back to the prosecution and be like, wait, I know stuff. Can I say something in the commuted sentence? So they're like, when we get him in jail, he won't put us on blast. And maybe we can give him the Epstein special. Maybe we can give him the Jeffrey Eppilator treatment, show him how they really do. But regardless, the speedy trial helps them. And that's why Diddy is being misguided with his lawyers to rush through everything because they don't want Diddy talking. And I'm sure once he gets in jail, I don't know, maybe he will get the Epstein special. Maybe they'll literally park him for good. The thing about this is Diddy knows, this is what the source was saying, Diddy knows what's at stake. Diddy had a feeling this was coming. Diddy thought he could beat this. He thought he would stay ahead of it. He thought he could run things the same way he's always been running, which is shaking people's hands and doing this and doing that and and threatening people and bribing people and using violence and using threats of violence and doing this and doing that. He really honestly thought he could. Maybe he ran that with the local police. Maybe he even ran that with the FBI. But with Homeland Security investigations, it did not work. So where's Diddy at? Diddy knows that he can't open his mouth to take down the bigger people. Because as much as people are talking about, oh, Diddy might get the Epstein special. Diddy, assuming he cares, Diddy got a lot of kids too, right? Maybe Diddy don't want his kids broke. Maybe he don't want Jesse and Delilah having to take the route of being the freak-off girls for his industry friends, the way he exploited other people's daughters and sons that were desperate for money or a come up. Maybe he actually knows how bad the industry is because he helped make it bad and he don't want his kids having to go through that. Okay, fine. So where are we at with that? Here's the thing. The powers that be are looking for sacrificial lambs. Diddy's a sacrificial lamb, but they know that the public is crying out for more. We want more. We want blood. We want blood. We want, at least I want blood. Y'all can, in a nonviolent way. YouTube, don't demonetize me. But, right? I want metaphorical blood. We want to see blood, metaphorical blood pour through the streets. We want a purging of the industry. The powers that be need a scapegoat. The feds are putting Diddy in the highest, the worst ranked detention center in the US. Well, actually in New York. He might be transferred to Newark, but Newark's even worse. Like, I'd have been like, you know, never mind. Just keep me in Manhattan, because at least everybody can get to me easily, right? The feds are really treating Diddy like crap because they want him to sing, because they want more than him. He knows it's more, and he wants them to flip. So here we have this pyramid. Powers that be, they know that the government wants blood. They know the public wants blood. They know that it's not going to be them. They need a sacrificial lamb. Diddy is furious that everybody's abandoned him, but he still needs those people at the top of the pyramid to look out for his children, his family, and quiet as it's kept, him. Quiet as it's kept, him. Because when Diddy loses all of his assets to the people suing him in trust, there are a lot more people suing, and I have it on good authority. I don't want to speak on it yet, but there might even be class actions coming up with what happened with Diddy, okay? That remains to be seen, but whatever. So you have the top of the people saying, it ain't going to be us. We're at the top of the pyramid, mofo. Like, get out of here. But we need a sacrificial lambs, and we need to give the public what they want. And we actually even need to give the prosecutors what they want. Diddy's right here saying, I can't go for y'all because I actually need you guys to survive. And I need to stay in the good graces. And I need to stay in your good graces so much that you guys don't try to give me the Epstein special. And you look after me, my legacy, my kids, this, that, and the third. Then on the other end of the triangle, you have the government being like, we want blood. We are the people. We want blood. You're going down. So in a case like that, who's the easiest to go down? Well, when you look at the current power structure, the unique stratosphere that celebrities operate at, well, Diddy's going to rat on everybody he can and pull them down because he's furious, saying, we drank together, we played together, we did all this stuff together. And now that I'm out here, y'all are hiding. Y'all are trying to cover me up. I can't go for the people that be with the real money that's really moving things. But Usher, Kevin Hart, Jay-Z, all of his peers are open season. It satisfies so many things all at one time. The public wants blood. There you go. Give it to them. The legal system wants blood. There you go. You see these names rolling down? There you go. And also, Diddy gets to get back at people. And these aren't just the only people. This is just my guess, right? We'll see what Diddy does. Diddy gets to get back at people that he feels we played together. We did all this shit together. Why am I the only one being held accountable? Why am I the only one that lost my reputation? Why am I the only one that lost my fortune? Why am I the only one that did anything? Because, but also you think about in the ecosystem where celebrities operate and why a lot of celebrities end up going broke or doing Diddy-like things to stay ahead. Because there's the real rich, right? And then there's us brokies, right? And I don't care if you got millions in your account, you still broke to like uber rich, right? You're doing good. But, to them, just, we live in poverty, right? I'm talking about the mega rich. They are the power. They are there. The mega rich are always messing around with celebrity because they actually do offer a role in our capitalistic system. See, the mega rich, Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk are outliers because they want us to know it's me, I got money, and they want to be famous, right? But the mega rich, hold on really quick. Sorry about that. So the mega rich, they don't really, besides Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, and that's kind of new, they don't really want to be known. And the Mark Zuckerbergs and even Bill Gates, they American. They don't really want to be known. They want the power. They want to be known in the celebrity circus, but they don't need to be across page 6 because when they across page 6, as Diddy people find out what you really doing. So, And also, the mega rich have been rich for so long, they understand the people. As much as people being like, oh my God, the people don't mean anything. It's all a game. They tell us what to do. That's not true. Every single time the public wakes up, carnage. The French Revolution, the American Revolution, the Civil Rights Revolution, the Tamil Tigers overseas, Native American, Indigenous Americans. Every single time that the people wake up and we demand blood, we get the change we seek all the time. We get the change they seek. They actually send people out there to tell us it's all Illuminati. We can't do anything about it. Just sit here and complain. No, when we open our mouths and at once we say, hell no, we want blood, we usually do get the blood in the streets. So when they go when we like know enough and we want to see red in the streets, we used to go after the powers that be. But the powers that be figured out, let's put a buffer in. What's the buffer? Entertainers, the rappers, the celebrities. You look at the Kardashians, right? Kim is always, or all the Kardashians, I'm just using them as an example, but you can do this about Jay-Z and Beyonce. You can do this about Usher. You can do this to any celebrity that's on the ground flexing. A lot of celebrities these days are fake billionaires on paper. Now they got money, but maybe $1 billion is $1 billion. So they flex like they have billions. And us, we're supposed to look up and be like, oh my God, I wish I had my own private jet. I wish I had this. I wish I had that. The only problem with that is they actually don't have $1 billion. They just want that $1 billion lifestyle. So when you get into cases like Diddy, where something happens and messes up the money, we find out, oh, you ain't got it like that. The billionaires already knew you didn't have it like that. Your job to exist in the ecosystem, and you can be like a billionaire's like plaything, a plus one, or even just like their friend that they like, yeah, go ahead, take the jet, do this and that. The whole purpose of celebrity is so when money gets tight, when things go wrong, when cases like this come up, instead of us like we used to do in the old days and being like, yo, let's go get like General Ford, whatever, Ford F-150 from up there and drag him down and make them pay. Now we go after the celebrities. Now we cancel the celebrities. Now we want to see the celebrities pay. Again, celebrities are afforded to be able to hang around billionaires and pretend they have a billionaire lifestyle. And they even get money from billionaires. But when ish go down, their point is to be the first line of defense against the people. When people talk about, please, the powers that be ain't never going to go down in Diddy's case. You might have a point. Maybe this isn't the time for the powers to be to go down. But what I think everybody is mistaken about is the powers that be are not Jay-Z, Usher, Kevin Hart. I don't care how much people try to sell stories and sell us accents about Jay-Z runs this and that. Yes. But Jay-Z is not the powers that be. Jay-Z is trying to be around the powers that be. Kevin Hart is not the powers that be. Somebody even with 100 million in your car in their bank account, that is not the powers that be. Somebody with 500 million in their bank account, that's still not powers that be. Their job is to run interference, and they get the perks of the benefits. They've had it for years. You get the yachts, you get this, you get that, you get to stay in houses. The billionaires put money in their ventures. They get to do this, they get to do that. But now, right? Now that it's just going down, all these people actors, entertainers, singers, Kardashian-like influencers, right? The Kardashians, they're all going to be called to serve their duty. Think of it as them being in the National Guard. When you're in the National Guard, do you get sent off to war? No. 95% of the time, I would imagine you're chilling. But when something comes up, when a national disaster comes up, when something comes up on homeland, baby, it don't matter what you did. All that money that they paid you to basically sit around, come, act like you're 9 to 5, it's time to get active. It's time to do your job. Your job is to take the fall whenever the people wake up and they want justice. You are the face of the billionaire class. You were never billionaires. You don't belong here, but you are the face of the billionaire class. And it is time for you to do your job, which is take the fall for us. So again, I think both people things can be right. The powers that be probably won't go down with the Diddy case. I mean, I don't know. The revolution happens all the time. Maybe this is a straw that breaks the camel's back. Maybe. But most likely the true money. I mean, the money that, and again, the money that moves economies, the money that moves nations, the money that makes the sun rise and come down. Not somebody that can flex on Instagram with a few Bentleys and some Ace of Spades and this and that. No shade to anyone because they got more money than me, but that's not real money. Okay? That investment, the LVI, it's not real money. The real money probably won't go down for this, but I think we all need to wake up and realize these rappers, no matter how much the powers that be let them run amok, no matter how much they can go down, no problem. And that is their job. That is why they're put into place, to amuse them, to do this and that, to be the face of wealth. So when things go down, we don't look at the real people behind it, right? Who's looking at Lucian Grange? Who's looking at Lucian Grange right now? I know some of y'all are like, oh, Lucian, but who legally is looking at Lucian Grange? Who in the public? No, but we're all looking at Jay-Z. We're all looking at Kevin Hart. And listen, maybe for good reason, but I just want to put that out there. Jay-Z, I don't know where y'all think that Jay-Z is like this secret empire and he's too big to fail. He got the same job Kim Kardashian got. He got the same job as all of them have. He got the same job. Okay. Let's see if he can make it till Thursday. They having layoffs. Let's see if he can make it. Really quick, let me just read this and then we're going to get into the Usher video. Mel Bethel said, hey, TT, happy Sunday. I said the same thing to my sis. His attorney is giving me low-key Robert Kardashian OJ vibes. Like he really wants him to go down and wants it over with. I know that's right. Gadget Girl 99DS said, love your commentary. Christy Palmer, thank you for being a new member. S. Williams said, this case will never go to trial. He will plead out. Well, here's the interesting thing about Diddy pleading out. He might, but listen to this. Marie Rose, thank you so much for the super sticker. Here is the interesting thing about Diddy pleading out. And before we get into, we're getting to the video right after this, but we got to talk about this. First of all, they got Diddy data rights. To get a plea deal, not only would he have to give them information, but people would have to be arrested from it. People would have to be arrested from it. People would have to be indicted. They would really have to take people down. It's not the same as him writing down a few names. No. Diddy right now is the top of the pyramid. He gonna have to show him, no, I'm at the foot. There's an even higher, like there is Mount, what is it? Pikachu? Pika? What's that Mount? Whatever, Kilimanjaro, right? You can go up to Mount Kilimanjaro with this, right? What is the name of that mountain in Peru that everybody clock? Pikachu? It's not Pikachu. Anyway, sorry guys. The whole point of the matter is if Diddy pleads out, he would literally have to give them a bigger fish. Who's a bigger fish than him right now? Who? See, here's the thing. Pleading out is a gift the prosecution gives you. Cooperating is a gift. It's not offered to everyone. You can't just walk in and be like, yo, I'm cooperating. You can't do that. It is all a gift that you are giving. Diddy is not giving that gift unless he comes through with something big. And if he's not going to come through with something big, why would he plead out? I wouldn't. I would get up on that stand and I would give up tapes to everyone. Diddy is mad. Diddy is angry. And now that Diddy's lost everything, you think he's going to be sitting in like cell block 1 watching Jay-Z being like, ha ha, thank you for coming to the New Year's Eve party. You think he's going to be sitting there watching Beyonce coming looking so crazy right now? You think he's going to be watching Usher? These are my confessions. You think he's going to be sitting there watching everybody? And again, I don't know if they went to any Freakoffs. Don't want to get sued for liability, right? But do you think that anybody that might be involved in something shady he's doing that's not at the top of the powers that be pyramid, do you think, why would he sit there and not bring them all down? To him, they was all in it together. And now that they was all in it together, having these violent delights, they have violent ends. Now he's the only one taking a fall. Diddy isn't built like that. That's not the way that man's mind works. You know this, S. William. He knows it. They know it. And that is why they are all silent and they are all scrambling, because right now they are trying to figure out who else is going to be indicted. Don't forget, the Fed said this isn't over. We're still investigating. We just want Diddy in jail during the investigation because he's doing weird witness tampering and obstruction of justice. But everybody is dead silent also because they are waiting to see how much they're involved, where they're at, what the feds are going to say. Again, Diddy saying, oh, he's going to plead out. What could this man offer him? What could Diddy offer the feds right now? Besides a fish even bigger than him that would save his skin. Again, if he had the choice, I'm sure he'll plead out. But again, and if I plead out, okay, you gave me 60 years instead of 80, but I'm already 60. So 60 plus 60 is 120. Okay. So you're going like what? Release me like Eddie Murphy in Life and Martin Lawrence in Life, but they like just literally like crawling out of the prison? What is this? Again, let me see. I can do 60 years instead of 80, and 60, I could probably do 30 years or even 20 years. And maybe I could go up on bail. That's a maybe because the public still might be like, boo, keep them in. So the earliest I could get out and see sunlight is when I'm 80, but most likely I'm going to die in prison and never get bail. Why wouldn't he? Because he is who he is. You hear the way he does things. Why wouldn't he go and snatch those people down? I just want to know. I want to know. Really quick, Mikhail O'Neill, or is it Michael? Michael said, I believe this will fade out just like every other case. What cases? I don't understand. Do we live in the same country? What cases? The Weinstein case? The Epstein case? The Ghislaine Maxwell case? I mean, to your point, Michael, or Mikhail, as it is, I think the way our media is set up is, and you might be right, but things only fade out once somebody is sentenced and they throw away the key. So you're right, it'll fade out, but that's after there is an actual resolution. So you're right, it'll fade, but I think after Epstein died, after Ghislaine Maxwell, after Harvey Weinstein, we lose interest. It's the nature of our thing, but Diddy's still sitting in jail. You see what I'm saying? Andrea Pfeiffer, thank you so much for the super sticker. Hey, what's up, Callie Steve? Callie said, you are right. If Diddy tries to hand over a bigger fish, he would be unalived. I truly believe that. And it's also not just him. You got the kids, you got this, you got that. Here's the thing. Those people that actually run nations, that type of wealth money, Diddy just going alone to jail is the best case scenario. I'm sure they could somehow get information that now Justin's implicated, Christian's implicated, Quincy's implicated, and maybe even the twins. Like, again, they don't play fair. So yes, he would definitely be, I believe, but I also think it would be like, it's not going to stop. We're going to go after your whole bloodline. Like, there's a reason people keep quiet and power keeps power. But that's just my opinion. Adore Film said Mount Everest. Okay, Mount Everest, but what is it Kilimanjaro? What is the mountain in Peru? Hold on. Y'all playing with my face. Hold on. We're about to get into the video. I just wanted to say that. I know it went too long, but let me just say this. Okay. So also, if you're watching some playback, I'll put some timestamps in. 1 second. Y'all probably telling me in the chat, but the chat is going to. So hold on. What's the mountains in Peru you climb? Machu Picchu. There we go. And Hayuna Picchu. There we go. Did y'all pick Machu Picchu? Machu Picchu. Okay, there it is. Machu Picchu. Okay, thank y'all. Y'all said, here we go again. Machu Picchu. Okay, right. Thank you. Soraya the Truth said, I agree Diddy needs to pay, but after he goes down, I want to see if the media will keep the same energy with the white men who were guilty. That Disney pedo drama came and went and nobody had to pay. I actually think that Disney stuff, so I've been hearing a lot of rumblings, that people are going to be held accountable with that Disney stuff, but the cases are much more complicated. The proof, it's very, very hard to find. Again, I think everybody is taking for granted how long it took them to build a case against Epstein, Weinstein, even to say Maxwell. Diddy's case is actually moving extremely fast. When you talk about what happened on that Nickelodeon stuff, it happened decades ago. There's barely any evidence. It turns into a he said, she said, oh, maybe. There's really not any proof. And as sad as it is, there's not that much proof. Now, that said, they can put two and two together and get stuff going, but that case is taking longer than expected to actually get up and running because the powers that be that run that, well, oddly enough, there's not that much evidence at all besides people's words for it and weird things going around. But the weirdness, they're like, okay, it's weird. But like what they say with Diddy, it's weird. But it's not really crime, but it's definitely weird. Really quick, Bonbon said, found out from Ye's Drink Champs interview, he said Corey was a Fed plant and was a Manny for Kim and Diddy. Then was with Bieber, but then Bieber got in trouble. I agree with that. I agree with Kanye when he said Corey Gamble is Fed. Black Gold 347 said, I can't help but wonder if the star of the legal team is to keep Mark Garagos from getting swept up in the RICO because that's a good point, right? The daughter being part of the defense team. Mark Garagos is Diddy's longtime lawyer. However, Diddy has RICO charges. If Mark Garagos aided and abetted his criminal scheme, then just like Trump's lawyers, right? You're going to be sitting in trial. The feds in the last 5 years have done this really, I mean, you can call it good or bad, depending on how it works with you. But they've done this really interesting thing where usually lawyers can defend you, do this, do that, and they never get caught up in charges. The feds have now started going after lawyers saying, if you are helping your client participate in illegal action, you part of that RICO case too, and we putting you on trial too. Good luck. Mark Garagos has been Diddy's lawyer forever. And a lot of these shady things that people think Diddy did, Mark Garagos was the one that negotiated it. As a matter of fact, I think when he first broke up with Cassie, Mark Garagos, I think he might have been actually involved in that too, right? In that too. Anyway, right? Devin B. Moore, thank you so much for the super sticker. Wait, sorry, I take that back. It wasn't Mark Garagos. He was involved in like the criminal aspect. Ben Massaus' dad, I forget his name. Ben Massaus is the one that is the Midas touch, but Ben Massaus' father, who has been Diddy's business lawyer for the last 20 years, that just fired him from the firm. They let a client go, fired him from the firm. He was the one that would have negotiated any settlements, any releases, all these things when people are like, we had a contract. Diddy said, Let's also not forget that I believe Kurt Burrows believes, I think that's his name, believes that Diddy, well, he said, not even believe, he said that Diddy like use some type of force or threat of force to get him to sign over some stuff when it comes to Bad Boy, and that Ben Massaus' father was in the room and he was a lawyer that handled everything. So again, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Okay, really quick. Oh, back to Michael or Michael O'Neill, meaning he'll be the only one to go down. Michael, is that Michael or Michael? You might actually be right. I just think that in the power structure, Diddy won't be the only one. Diddy might be the only one, but out of his peers, I think he's going to take a lot of his peers down. I think out of his peers, it's going to take. Now, oddly enough, I will say this. Let me just say this before we get to the Usher Kevin Hart mess, because I've been talking for a minute. You know, just hear me out. A lot of people think that Jay-Z will be caught up in some of Diddy's freaky deaky mess. I happen to think That Jay-Z, the one thing he needs to be worried about is his business relationships with Diddy and the forfeiture and federal seizing of assets and actually being named as a co-defendant in a RICO charge. I think that's the biggest thing. Why? Because hear me out. Remember what Jay-Z did to Colin K when he kneecapped the BLM movement? And yeah, it's great. He's bringing R&B acts to the Super Bowl, right? But what he did in the BLM movement, I thought was disgraceful. And I've never gotten over it. I really, at that point, I'm like, how was he married to Beyonce? Like, it just, I didn't like that at all, right? And Jay-Z had so much money, I didn't think he needed to do it. But then again, who am I, right? I'm not a businessman, right? Or a businessman. But Jay-Z has always wanted to hang around serious old money. Why Diddy seemed to be obsessed with taking over the party scene. And that's how Diddy came up. He literally let rich and influential white people, because back then the media was gatekept and they didn't even want any minorities in there. But he literally took rich and influential old money white people and allowed them, because that's the thing about Black culture. Say what you want. Our culture is fun. It is fun. It is funny. It is fun. We got the best meal. We are gifted. We are creative. Like every culture got their own, like, yeah, big up to you. Black culture, we are fun. We are creative. We know how to make life come around. But even the way we style, our dress, the way we talk, people can call us ghetto and this and all we want. Go overseas and they're like, oh my God, you dress so nice. I love your light. I love the way. Because once you take away good old fashioned American racism, and you just have people looking at our culture with new eyes, people are like, yeah, your culture is what's up. That's why it's the number one exported culture from America. It's the number one export out of America, our culture, okay? I say this to say that Diddy found a way that they always looked at what was going on up in New York, up in Harlem, the parties, and looked, and that's when rap was really coming up like, oh my God, that looks so fun. But they didn't feel safe going into Harlem. They didn't feel safe going into New York. They didn't feel safe going into all Black safe spaces because at the end of the day, they was racist and they was scared. Diddy made his money by bringing in his world and our culture, the rapper, cool culture, everybody wanted to be a part of all over the world, and inviting old money people to his parties. He called them white parties for them to safely mingle with the people that they thought were cool and idolized. That's how Diddy made his come up. I don't care what anybody says. That is how he made his come up. And from there, he was able to network with billionaires and do this and do that. And he was able to get money from them and flip that into different projects. But that is what Diddy's whole thing is. You look at the parties, why was it so amazing? You got execs, you got CEOs, you got old money, you got actresses, you got everyone partying safely with hip hop culture. That back then was looked at as like dangerous wild animals, like going to the zoo. And he promised a safe experience. I'm not talking about the people that stayed after midnight, right? I'm talking about that. That is how Diddy made his come up. And he wanted to basically package up and sell urban culture. Now, to Diddy's credit, if he hadn't been a manager, an actual monster, it was actually good because back then, people weren't letting people that looked and acted a certain way in certain rooms. It's just the fact that Diddy was a monster. Jay-Z always went the other way. In my mind, it's not my opinion. Jay-Z didn't want to be the king of the white parties and be like, yeah, he didn't want that. Jay-Z wanted to be old money, European old money, not even American old money. He wanted to be European old money. That is the aesthetic he's always strived for. That is the life he's always wanted, from the way he dressed to the places he goes. Diddy was throwing white parties in the Hamptons and all. Jay-Z was on a yacht in St. Tropez. Jay-Z always wanted to be in a different class. Just hear me out. So because Jay-Z at that time was basically trying to distance himself from urban culture because he wanted to make that jump and he had a vision into old money and especially European old money and those circles and the way they party and what they do. That's his dream, right? The old money aesthetic, Jay-Z's been chasing that old money aesthetic since beginning of time. Even now, the reason Nike finally grew his hair out into dreads, right, is because old money really respects, John Baptiste or Basquiat, whatever his name is. They respect that artist. So Jay-Z's like, oh, okay. Just like when you go around old money, they're like, oh, this is the way we respect. There's like 3 hairstyles. If you're black, you can do braids. If you're a woman, you can do curly hair. Or you can do a wig that's a little pushed back. They like that look. It's just the way they like it, right? So, you know, but the thing is, Jay-Z made that jump. Now, why don't I think these Freakoff charges are going to involve Jay-Z? I think it's going to be more from the money side, because when Diddy was getting into the height of his Freakoffs, when Diddy was getting into the height of his shenanigans, Jay-Z was systematically separating himself from Black and urban culture. Jay-Z was systematically endearing himself to billionaires that would then invite him over to St. Tropez, invite him over to Europe, and help fund his projects. Again, I know everybody's going to be mad about that. Jay-Z is involved. Well, I don't know if he's involved. I think financial. But when the freak-offs were actually happening, Jay-Z was not on the scene. Yes, he went to the Grammy parties. Yes, he did that and he networked. But him and Beyonce were always partying overseas. And before Beyonce, he was partying overseas. Again, Jay-Z trying to separate himself from Black culture. It literally kept him safe from the rise of Diddy. Again, we'll see what happens, but I'm just saying, as much as people are saying stuff, I think it's a different angle that's going to take him down. One that's actually more, because unless you can prove, and then also, like, we got to talk about how old Aaliyah was, Foxy Brown was, yeah, there's that. Okay, but that freaky deaky stuff, Jay was never on the scene like that doing. And I know everybody has like a story, but if you go to the old school threads, if you go to the lipstick alleys, his name was not bought up. He left. He didn't really want to be there. He was trying to get into old money circles and distance himself. And unlike Diddy, that when he rolled up in circles, he bought the whole Harlem crew. Jay-Z didn't. Jay-Z was just him. He was always the only Black person sitting on the boat. The only Black person sitting on the yacht. I'm not going to knock it. Do what you want. Right? And even now, when you see him and Beyonce overseas, because they like that old money thing, besides their family, what other Black entourage are they bringing? Like, you see what I'm saying? Jay-Z never just had that aesthetic. Anyway, right? Camilla said, Tisa girl, do you think Diddy committed CP too? What's CP? Oh, I hope not. I really hope not, because we're going to be crying for the death penalty if that's true. I don't even, but there is Justin Bieber and Usher. I don't know if that's that. I'm waiting to see what that indictment says. I hope if he did that he is held 100% accountable. 100% accountable. Hold on really quick. Let me just check. Okay, hold on, y'all. I don't understand. I'm going to do a members only chat because I hear the trolls are out. Let me do the members only. Let's see. Really quick, you guys. I'm going to take the chat down to members only just for like 10 minutes while we get the trolls out the comments, okay? Just for 10 minutes, we're going to have to take the chat to members only until we get the trolls out of the comments. Jesus Christ, hold on. Okay, we're going to do members only just for 5 minutes till we get the trolls out, and then we're going to take it to subscribers only, okay? All right, so, okay. Thank you so much, B. Thank you so much. Okay, right? And then, oh, Mike. Okay, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. All right, Mike. But I see your point, Mike. I see your point. Felicia Hurston, thank you so much. Brandy Krause, thank you so much for the super chat. Also, Mel Bethel said, I agree with you about Jay-Z. Financial connections will be the only connections with Diddy. Yeah, exactly. Like, y'all forget, Jay-Z has always systematically tried to separate himself from Black culture. I mean it. Like, that was never his thing. Like, it just wasn't. As soon as he could take off that Hawaiian Sophie shirt, baby, he started dressing like a rich, old money banker, and the rest has been history. Mike, Thanks, Mike. Thanks for becoming a member. Okay, let's get into this presentation. All right. Yeah, exactly. Jay-Z mostly hung out with Diddy for face. It was Halloween every day for him. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, you guys, we're just gonna keep the chat members only for a second until you said Jay-Z is giving separate. Listen, at the end of the day, he always aspired to an old money lifestyle. He never wanted to be with the Freakoffs. He never wanted to be with that stuff. I'm not saying he's a good person. I'm not saying he's even innocent, but I think it's crazy that we can literally see Jay-Z separate himself from anything going on in America for old money for the better part of like 15, 20 years. Now, anything that happened before that, maybe. But even then, I do remember that Jay-Z was always trying to hang around Lyle Cohen, not Liar Cohen, not Diddy. It's just a fact when you look, it's like, y'all, I don't know. But again, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Anyway, let's get into this PowerPoint while we cleaning the trolls out. While we cleaning the trolls out of this stuff, right? Somebody said, well, what about Jay-Z before the blue suit? Yes, but here's what you have to remember. And this is where it comes into, you just can't believe every story that you hear, but I do listen to every story. Before the blue suit, Diddy wasn't even having freak-offs. Again, before the blue suit, Diddy wasn't having freak-offs. Gene Deal, Roger Bonds, Mark Curry, even go to any guy that hung around then. Diddy was not having freak-offs before the blue suit. So he wasn't. No, they were swinging. They were having fun, if that's what they want to call it, right? They were doing whatever. Kim, J-Lo, right? But prior to blue suit Jay-Z, Diddy didn't have the power to have freak-offs. Freak-offs is actually something that seems like it developed when he started hanging around billionaires and like he needed to be fed more. Let's not forget when he got with Cassie is when he started like hanging around billionaires. Around that time, blue suit Jay-Z was created, but blue suit Jay-Z was hanging around with old money European billionaires. Meanwhile, Diddy was getting the billionaires that wanted to go to hip hop parties and hang around with rappers. Two different flavors, but Jay-Z went his name. Diddy went with him. You see what I'm saying? When's the last time anybody seen Jay in the street? Again, I don't think that Diddy was doing freak-offs back in 1997. Swapping, swinging, yes. But it wasn't the freak-offs that we know. He didn't even have the money to be written out 2 floors. Like, again, I think everybody's convoluting stories. I do think that Jay-Z is going to be implicated for some larger stuff. Y'all realize that in America, financial crimes will keep you in jail 8 times longer than anything from violating someone's body. It's just how we are in America. And it's sad that we will value a house more than what you do to somebody's child. Like, it's sad, but that's the way it is, right? Let's see. Where are we at? Oh, Mel Bethel said, yep, ninjas in Paris. Jay-Z was the first one bragging, y'all can have fun in that New York stuff. I'm in Paris. Flow so hot, it fades. Right? Listen, Jay-Z, his ninjas in Paris, he literally let us know I'm above y'all. So the fact that people are acting like Jay-Z and or Beyonce, but even Jay-Z before Beyonce was up here partying in New York in the streets. That fool got on a jet and went over to Europe to do whatever dirt he did, whatever. Like literally. Anyway, right? Brown Sugar, thank you so much for being a member. And also, Miss Gemini, thank you for being a member for 11 months, said, super proud of you. Amazing coverage. Oh, thank you guys. You guys, if you're just joining this, we're just cleaning the trolls out of the chat. Apparently, a lot of people support Diddy. We're cleaning the trolls out of the chat so you guys can, so we can and then we're going to open it up to subscribers, not just members only. Aries said, Diddy was having the freak off since 1994. Biggie talks about in his lyrics. Those parties were called shit parties. Wendy Williams used to about, you guys, I get that, Aries, and that's a good observation, except for you guys are forgetting an orgy is not a swinger party, is not a freaky deek stuff, is not a freak off. Okay? And I get what you're saying, but I think that somewhere along the lines, Diddy's parties crossed from consensual to non-consensual. Because even when Wendy was talking about this, Wendy was talking about there's a lot of down low, there's this, is that. Again, I think somewhere around that time, whatever was going on crossed the line from consensual. I do also want to say too, in 1994, Jay-Z, and sorry, what's going on my screen? Okay, hold on, let's get into this PowerPoint presentation. I do want to say that in 1994, Jay-Z wasn't hanging around Diddy like that. He wasn't hanging around in 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 2000. They was not rolling hard like that. So where's the connection? Because somebody said there's a connection. And again, don't get me here defending Jay-Z. I'm not defending him. I'm waiting to see how Diddy brings him down. And if these suspicions are true, but they were not rolling hard in the 90s. And the fact that people are trying to rewrite because they need... it's not my ministry. Let's move on. It's not my ministry, right? Everybody need content. If you gotta...
Let's go!
Let's get into this, right? So if you guys haven't seen this video, right? This is a video where it was a drop party for last train to Paris. Now, what's interesting about this? Fabulous was here. What's his name? Swiss Beats was here. It was a who's who of hip hop. Last train to Paris. This goes back into my Jay-Z theory. Last train to Paris was one of Diddy's biggest commercial success. It put him on the market and solidified him for who we thought Diddy was, right? All these people were at the last train to Paris party. It was a who's who of hip hop, the hottest R&Bs, the hottest actresses. Everybody wanted a ticket to this party. Do you know who wasn't at the party? I didn't make this to actually say it, but Jay-Z wasn't at the party. This is one of Diddy's most successful commercial albums. Jay-Z was not at this party, nor was he at the Freakoff. Oddly enough, Diddy's sons were at the party. But let's keep going, right? Let's keep going. Okay, let's keep going.
Hey, listen. If y'all think we not gonna dress Swiss Beats hat in this bitch tonight,
okay, now they're just clowning Diddy. So listen, they're showing. Let me turn this off for a second. They're showing the party that happened before, where Diddy starts screaming that everybody gotta grab a girl, and if you're not grabbing a girl and getting naked, then you security tell them to get the hell out. But it's interesting when you go through this party, you see a who's who of Black Hollywood. Spoiler. Now listen to this that happens. Hold on really quick, you guys. There's more. Just listen.
I like the hat. You're just not gonna tie that loop on that hat and think I'm not gonna say shit.
Well,
about
where
it.
your skateboard at with them things on your feet?
Hey, that's a good comeback. Okay, hey, let's go to the next song. Listen, let's go to. They get me back.
Okay, so this is the infamous scene where Diddy's on the bed. This is after the party ends, and this is the after party, which people are saying are starting to be a freak off. If you notice, there is something on the bed behind Diddy. Now, there's something on the bed behind Diddy. Now, there's something on the bed behind Diddy. But let's keep going. Let's go. Again, this is where people are saying the freak-offs actually started. There's more to this video. Let me just cook with this, okay? We got other things in the PowerPoint presentation. But this is, listen to what Diddy says. Hold on. How long did I freeze frame this for? Was this the whole video?
And we want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed.
Now, Diddy always told us what was going on in plain sight. There was a party. I'll show you more party stuff in a second. But there was a party that lasted forever. Now it's the after party. Diddy, remember when people said for Diddy's parties that he would rent hotel rooms? Okay. I believe this is one of the hotel rooms, the Mandarin Oriental. And when I say the hotel rooms, I mean the top 2 floors of the penthouse. He would rent each penthouse apartment out. They're either 1 or 2 bedroom, and they start at $6,700 a night. So go up to $10,000 a night. He would rent all of them out. After he would have the party in the lounge living room area, and after the parties, right? After the parties would be the after party. Now, Diddy is thanking Kevin Hart for hosting. He's starting the after party. There is a tool of some sort behind him. I do not know what that is, but there's a tool, a toy, if you will, behind him that's sitting on the bed. But listen to what Diddy said, because he never hid everything, and everything was always in plain sight. Listen to this mess. He's about to start.
Yeah, we want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed.
First of all, I'm not getting into bed. If you guys don't know, in this room, there's a bunch of cameras, but there's also a bunch of men and women waiting to get into the bed. This is literally at a time where Diddy rented the top 2 floors of a hotel. I believe it's the Mandarin Oriental, but let's keep going.
Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, just let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even.
There's a shot right there. Again, there's something, and I don't care what.
I don't want it to come close to the bed.
I don't care what anybody says. There's something maniacal and off about Diddy, about the fact that he even has this going on. Listen, hold on a second. Hey, what's up, Mikal? Thank you for joining. Shout out to Mikal. Aries said, Jay-Z started hanging out with Puffy after Aaliyah was blanked, R. Kelly, Puffy, and Jay-Z. He hung out with R. Kelly because R. Kelly was helping him. I'm not saying that Jay-Z and Diddy were not peers. I'm not saying they didn't know each other. I'm just saying this whole story that they was like back then, Batman and Robin. Maybe you could say that about R. Kelly, but are you serious? I guess, right? I guess. Anyway, Mikal Wren said, Klaus Schwab is the richest man in the world. You'll own nothing and be happy. That's what he said. Exactly. Thank you, Mikal. Also, Wicked NC said, are you excluding the Sean's in bed early 90s with Kim? Again, I am not saying they didn't know each other. I'm not saying they didn't roll. I'm saying where Diddy entered the Freakoff era. The Freakoff era that people are suing him over. Jay-Z was nowhere around. I'm saying people can hold their breath if they think that Jay-Z is going to be implicated. And I'm saying that I think people should actually be looking at the financial crimes, because that's what's going to put that mofo, if he's a part of it, in jail forever. That's what I'm saying. I know. I've heard the rumors. I've done this, and I'm not defending him. If he did it, he did it. I'm just saying that he is going to go to jail for bigger things and for longer. And these connections to cartel, RICO, and all that stuff happens. I'm just saying, because also at the end of the day, people can say what they want about, like, oh yeah, I heard this, I heard that. Okay. But you realize that people have to come out and sue Jay-Z, right? And as of now, no one, and that might change. People might actually get like some strength. No one is coming out and suing him. So what's the federal government going to blame the prosecution for? Nobody's put a criminal complaint out. How do I know? Just trust me on this. Nobody has put a criminal complaint in. Doesn't mean he's not guilty, but no one's put a criminal complaint in, and no one right now is planning to gear up to sue him in a civil case. So if nobody has a criminal complaint in, nobody has a civil case, what's the government going to charge him with? Maybe RICO, maybe money laundering, maybe, like, again, like, I'm just, Anyway, child, let me move on. Let me move on. Cindy Salazar, thank you for becoming a member. Kim Marie Norman said, Jay-Z is guilty by association. Rock Nation, it may affect his NFL. He won't go down with Diddy, but Diddy definitely has something on him. I agree, but I will go and say that if Jay-Z goes down, it's going to be these financial crimes. And for everybody that wants somebody to be held accountable, financial crimes hold a heavier and bigger sentence. That's all I'm saying. So it can happen. I just don't know if justice is going to be delivered the way everybody wants it to be delivered. That's it. That's it. Jay Washington, thank you so much for becoming a member. Slatty79, thank you for becoming a member. Jay Washington said, Tisa, that is not. Tisa, that's a remote control on the bed. Jay, you better stop playing with me. Mel Bethel said, the indictment dates back to 2009 and beyond. No cases prior to that time. Jay-Z was marrying Beyonce and having babies. Exactly. Thank you, Mel Bethel. Let me just say this. Jay, that is not a remote control, beloved. It's just not. That's not a remote control. Remote controls don't, like, beloved, that is not a remote control. On top of that, even Kevin Hart says, I'm not going to sit on the bed at all. And let's just pan this way. Kevin knew that sit on that bed. And I would just say this, Jay, if anybody shows you a remote control like that, don't sit on the bed. Don't sit on the bed. If anybody pulls out a remote control like that, you better run screaming and yell, no Diddy. I'm just saying.
We want to thank you. Come here.
Look at that guy in the background. That is not a remote control, Jay. Listen, Jay. I want to keep you safe and healthy. Run. Because look at what Kevin Hart said.
Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just going to, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not, I don't want my shot to even.
Exactly. He said, let's just put the camera this way because I don't even want my shot. And he's out there running. Let's not forget that Diddy always liked telling us what he was doing in real time. This man has confessed to everything he did in every single interview he did. I'm just saying, Jay, that ain't a remote control, baby. CCC, thank you for becoming a member. And Mel Bethel said, I never seen a remote control like that. He said remote control. Exactly. Jay. Run if you got a remote control like that. And no, that ain't a PlayStation remote control either. But let's keep going. Like,
I don't want it to come close to the bed.
So listen, the official party's over. The official party is over right now. Let's keep going with this.
At all. Usher look like he's fresh off.
Who walked in?
My nigga Swiss Beats just got in the house.
My room, my phone.
Okay, here we go. Everybody know me. You know what I'm saying? But it's plain. I don't want my shot to even.
The remote control, we'll ignore that. But the party is
I don't want it to come close to the bed.
It's over. It's moving to the after party. The Freakoff. And look who decides to come in fresh out the cold with his jacket on and everything. Really, Usher? You coming for the after party? I mean, okay, listen.
He fresh off a goddamn plane.
He came fresh off the plane for the after party where the bed and the remote control is at. Ain't that right, Jay Washington?
Fresh off the garden stage.
That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
What the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's going to acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid. Listen.
Again, if you watch the party, Kevin was running around all night acting like he wasn't in his right mind. And the fact that he said we streaming live, that was stupid. That was effing stupid. Again, It's the after party. I don't see any women around.
Hey, yo.
Fuck that mic. I'm a thug.
And there we got Trey Songz. And let me tell y'all something. Jay Washington, if you ever see a remote control and Trey Songz and Usher and Diddy in the same room, you better run. You better run. Or stand next to the wall, right? And be like, I don't want to watch Netflix. I don't want to chill.
Hey, nigga, I kill niggas, man. No, listen, at the end of the day, I kill niggas. Everybody know me, man. Listen, in the streets, Diddy's there this weekend.
Now, here's Usher when he talked about what went down at Diddy's party. Also, Kian Lofton said, do you think this ties to Kris Jenner or Corey Gamble? Let me tell you something. I know that Kris Jenner and all the Kardashians rolled hard and deep with Diddy. As a matter of fact, when Kim was divorcing Kanye, they were delighting in how close they were. I find it very, very, very funny. I find it very, very odd that now they've all unfollowed him and they act like it was nothing. When Diddy used to be Kris Jenner's, remember she's like, oh, he's like a son to me and this and that. I 100%. And Corey Gamble rolled hard with Diddy, rolled hard with Jay-Z too, but Diddy was never really around Jay-Z. Let's also not forget that white party. What's up with my signal? Let's also not forget that white party with Michael Rubin was nothing but a knockoff of. It was nothing but a knockoff of of Diddy's white parties. And Diddy felt some type of way about that, but we'll talk about that. But do I think that they're involved? I think they're super, super tight. And let me tell you something. As much as people want to look at Jay-Z, and please understand me, I'm not defending that man, right? I got beef over the Colin K stuff and the BLM stuff. But as much as people want to point the finger at Jay-Z, we have Kim, Kylie, Courtney, Kendall, and definitely Chloe and Chris, but definitely Chloe, all up and down Diddy's parties, mansions. Like, are you insane? It's like there are so many people, Ashton Kutcher, that rolled hard with Diddy. Hard. Let's not forget Ashton Kutcher went and was like this with that Danny Masterman. Ashton Kutcher was dating Mila Jovovich or whatever, the girl from that 70s show. I think when she was like, kissed her when she was 14 or whatever, and was dating her when she was how old, right? Let's also not forget that his best friend, their good best friend, Danny Masterman, or whatever his name is from that 70s show, the redhead guy, he literally got convicted of being a serial rapist. And the way he serially raped women was very much like Diddy. Let's also not forget Ashton Kutcher. Hold on, what's up with my connection? I have to go down to a little screen. Let's also not forget that Ashton Kutcher, Diddy's right-hand man, literally showed up for a date for a woman that was not alive. And then instead of calling police, called Danny Masterman saying, she's not alive, what should I do? And then he just simply walked in and walked out and never called the police and said that the girl that he was supposed to be going on a date. They are into some weird stuff. Weird. And then Mila and Ashton wrote a letter to the judge secretly that got leaked saying, please let my rapey friend go. That's what the letter was like. He was so good on set. We don't think as a rapist, he shouldn't be held accountable. That's what the letter said. And then had to film an apology video in front of a $70 million barn chic house. Again, I'm just confused. Everybody is out for blood, and they should be. But there is a lot, and everybody's about, oh, we're only focusing on Black people. Okay, let's move to Hollywood. We can do multicultural. It can look like the United Colors of Benetton. Ashton Kutcher, Danny Masterman, Mila, whatever her name is. Let's go through all the Kardashians. We don't have to have an argument over who was at somebody's party in 1994 when we have people in 6K Dolby surround sound dancing off beat at Diddy's parties. We don't have to go again. I'm just like, how are we going back to this and that when we have real people real people dancing in real time in the thing. We can, like, the whole industry can go down, but we don't even have to ask who was around in 1996. How about who was around in 2010, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24? How about who was around in 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then take it up to 23? You see what I'm saying? I just don't understand where it's like, can we please bring everybody down? And actually, I want everybody to also, I mean, it is my hope, right? Who am I to want anything? It is my hope that it is God's will that this also expands to Hollywood, because a lot of those people in the room weren't just rappers. And yeah, they need to go down, but they were a lot of Hollywood people in the golden years of the Freakoff mess. You know what I'm saying? In the golden years. Hey, Tommy Homestead Bite said, Chloe says on their show that she partied with Diddy and everybody was naked. Not only did she do it, Kris Jenner was at those white parties. You know Kim's butt was at the white parties, right? Malika was at the white parties. Courtney, quiet as kept. Girl, Courtney had her party days too. Now, I don't know if Courtney was at his white parties, but Courtney used to be wild, okay? Wild. Let's keep going. Let's see. So yeah, do I think it ties in? Hold on, y'all, really. Sorry, guys. Okay, sorry about that. I gotta go soon. People are always telling me to go. Hurry up. Okay, so anyway, you also heard the Diddler's mom was involved. I got something for that. We're gonna talk about that, Mike. Kimmery Norman said that's true. Jay-Z knew to stay away from the rah-rah. Did he mingle with the Hollywood weirdos and the drama? Exactly. We have like a treasure trove of people. Also, Mel Bethel said all the rhymes with creeks were there. The wrongs out of control. So listen to what exactly. Listen to what.
And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah, that's what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
to in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. I had like,
what
like a living.
Life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
If you ain't talking to a girl, then
so this is back to Diddy's Freakoff party. This is how he would get it started. Hold on, y'all. Listen to this.
And do you have money? What's going
on?
on?
Not that.
I mean, I had like per diem. I had like, like a
Trey Wrongs.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're
Listen
a dad now.
Y'all.
Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
If you ain't talking to a girl, then you got to go, because this ain't that type of party. If you shy,
I got my bad thing.
This is Kevin at the party also. This is at the Freakoff party. People said Kevin stayed. This is Kevin where he was walking around talking nonsensical. It was just a mess. But take a look at this, right?
Hey, yo, tell them downstairs, just let up girls. Get it, girls, strike up a conversation or something.
I got my bad thing.
Hey, yo, we live? Tell me, we live right now? Okay, check this out.
Cap, I put this thing.
I want to play some new things from the album.
Remember, did you just hear what he said to that girl? Yo, how about I put this thing on? Okay, hold on.
This is out of control.
I'm
in the mix of sexy right now.
So,
Get a look at it, people.
Come on, man. Let's get these ladies over here. Let's do it.
I'm about to boss out of control right now. I got a leader in my hand.
Here we go.
Woo! Hold on, stop the music. Stop the music.
I heard that.
Stop the music. Stop the music.
I just got
Okay, I'll check this out. I see that. I see this is what I'm going to.
I just got
This is what I'm going to do because I
Kevin, for some reason, is
put
just
to your
yelling.
party. If you're not dancing,
I just got hard.
then you got to go. So security, if you see somebody and they not dancing, they got to go.
Now, interestingly enough, people are saying this scene is this party was actually described in Dawn's lawsuit. This is the exact party that was described in Dawn's lawsuit. You see them on the screen right now. Dirty Money. Hold on.
Period. Point blank. Period. Point. Lady,
If you notice, Kevin's wearing the
if they
same.
ain't dancing, they got.
Kevin is wearing the exact same shirt and clothes that he was wearing, right? That he was wearing when there was a remote on the bed, right, James? When there was a remote on the bed and Usher showed up for the after party. Let's also not forget what Jonathan Oddie said about what goes on in the Ciroc things. Let's also not forget that Diddy always had a special, according to these lawsuits, special bottles for the ladies and certain guys to drink from. Again, why is this party scene so important? This is the beginning, the middle, and you see with the remote on the bed, the end of a freak-off party that Dawn describes in her lawsuit. Let's keep going. Look at the way. I want to say one thing. Why does everybody look so sad? Why does everybody look so sad? Even the bartender looked like she was on the last train to hell. Let's also not forget that these are the these are the parties that Dawn said were also when they were promoting Last Train to Paris. Ciroc was paying Diddy $250,000 for each of these appearances when he had Ciroc, and he was giving Dawn and Kalina $5,000. Dawn and Kalina. Jamie said it looks like Ciroc sponsored that live party that Dirty Money had to be at. I'm sure he gave them none of the money. Dawn said he only gave her $5,000 or $250,000 and said everybody was coming to see me. This is also that party, I believe, that Dawn said that she had to run to her room because don't forget, Diddy rented out the whole floor, top 2 floors, had to run to her room and push furniture against her door because she thought something was going to happen to her. This is the party. And it's like a who's who.
I don't know if my mic is on or not. It's a movement.
Make sure Kevin.
He hired Kevin to actually host.
There we
There we
go.
go. Look, I don't know if y'all realize this or not. Look, it's a movement, bitches.
They live stream this. This is another thing.
Come in.
Come over here. Get some camera shine, ladies. Get some camera. Baby,
Come on this side. Come on this
areola
side.
in.
Let's get it popping over here.
Put the areolas in, ladies.
Yeah,
Make sure they're tucked in.
This is where the party's at, right here.
No, this is where it is.
Right now, this.
These are the workers. Write down.
I don't know.
Look at these
I don't know what
workers.
that allows me to do or not.
The women that he paid to walk around with lingerie. Kevin Hart is being gross with them. But even then, again, it's a who's who of the music industry. It's Last Dates of Paris. I don't see no Jay-Z, don't see no Beyonce, but I see Fabulous. I see Swiss Beats. I see Trey Songz. I see a lot of people. We see Dawn and Kalina, and it makes you think. I mean, this is the party that she was describing in her lawsuit.
You see what we're doing right now.
DJ, stop the music.
Yeah.
DJ, stop the music.
What up?
Check this out. If your name ain't Sean Combs, you got to take your hat off.
This is also, sorry. This is Diddy's weird control things. Randomly in a party, he demanded that all the men take their hat off, and he would be the only one that was allowed to wear a hat in the house. Again, Diddy was always exerting control in weird ways.
No
No
hat.
hat.
Male, you got to take your hat off. It's a little bit disrespectful to be in my house.
Yep.
Oh, just to let you guys know, the women that are dancing around Sean and what's his name? Kevin, where he's like, I'm hard. That was Kalina and it was Dawn. This, you guys, this is the Dirty Money album release party / Freakoff that Dawn described in her lawsuit. Dirty Money was Dawn Richards and Kalina Harper and Diddy. This is the Last Train to Paris album release party. So yes, that is Dawn, and this is one of the scenes she described in her lawsuit.
With your hat on, okay?
All y'all niggas in here with
There
these
she
hot
go right
ass
there.
scuddies on.
Hey, yo,
Selena and
for real,
These hot
get
ass
it, girl.
beanie caps. Get the
It's
beanie
hot.
caps off.
Hold on, where my son at?
The light-skinned dude with the good hair.
Y'all gotta hear this part. Hold on really quick. Hold on this part. Because at this point, really quick, Kevin, I don't know, he seemed like he's had a lot of Ciroc. He might have drank from the wrong Ciroc bottle. But listen to what Kevin says about Diddy's boys. I think it's weird that Diddy had his kids here. These are, look to me, they look young, but listen.
Now you gotta take your hat off. It's a little bit disrespectful to be
Kalina
in my
Dawn right
house
there.
with your hat on, okay?
All y'all niggas in here with these hot ass scuddies on.
Hey, yo, for real,
These hot
get
ass
it, girl.
beanie caps. Get the
It's
beanie
hot.
caps off.
Hold on, where my son at?
The light-skinned dude with the good hair. That's just...
It's one of them. It's one of
Shouts out to
them.
Lil Diddy 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Diddy's sons who look nothing like him. It's still in question. We don't really know what's going on. Oh, come on, man. Come on, dude. Don't nobody want to see that shit. Come on, man. Dude, that's what I like. See, because as sons, people don't understand, man. You know, yeah, you guys may have a different life, but at the same time,
Give it up for my sons. They know how to articulate themselves. Thank you very much.
You know, we got a lot of stars in the building right now. First and foremost, myself. Let's acknowledge that.
real quick, before we get to questions, shout out to my nigga Fab. Still using the eraser
Fabulous.
on his Timbs. Hey, Puff, look, real quick.
Right there, right behind Diddy, that's Kalina on the left of Diddy, and Dawn on the right. Dawn has a blonde streak in her bang. This is the party that the Freakoff happened, and she had to run and barricade herself in the room.
I want to ask what the people
Hey, yo,
know,
for real,
okay?
if you hit me that hard again, man.
Listen, dude, listen. Okay, first of all, get your body together. Work out. Hey, listen. Wow.
Trey Songz,
Wow.
who's here somewhere.
I'm right here, Puff.
He's here?
I
Where's
saw
he?
him in the
Uh-oh. Yeah. Come on in. It's Trey Songz, yo. Make some noise for Trey Songz in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Straight from the garden, ripping it down.
Yeah, that's hot.
Paris.
Nice
Yeah.
shit.
I got hold. This shit say Diddy on it.
Hey,
Trey Songz, we all know he
shout
is
out to
a
nigga
mess.
Trey in the building. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, heard you just came from the garden. Great. Yeah, it's good. Sold out show. Whatever.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's great.
But we here to talk about Last Train to Paris.
Trey. Let's talk about Last Paris real quick, Trey. Somebody back. Give me this. All right.
I think you, okay, yeah, take this one.
oh, check. Okay, there it is. All right, Trey, you got a track on the album.
Yes,
I
Your
heard the
Love.
track. You know, I can honestly say I'm a fan of the track. It was a very positive track. You did your thing on it. How?
My shit was positive.
It was positive. I mean, he's at a loss for words tonight. Why don't you dip in your stand-up and
really
positive
hear
track?
Again,
very educational. Very.
Again, this is Trey Songz. This is Diddy. There's Kalina. There's Dirty Money. Everybody is laughing and joking, but we all know that Pandemonium went down later. We all know that Pandemonium, yeah, it's early 2000s when The Last Train for Paris actually came out, right? Again, it's not the wild parties. Again, this was live stream. What went on afterwards is what Dawn actually described in
I see
her
y'all over there.
lawsuit.
DJ Clue, we want to thank you for being one of our first.
We got DJ Clue right there. This is the party.
We're gonna turn it up. This is my joint.
I'm sure y'all saw this. This is part of the party that they had, that they invited revelers to, right? They had beautiful young women in tubs getting washed up.
Check it. What's going on? It's official. We're here. Dirty Money album release party. Last Train to Paris. It's crazy. I decided to switch scenes. It got too hectic down there. I'm up here in the hot tub, doing it official. You know what I'm saying? My Trey's up here.
Look at this.
Fab's up here. You know, when you have a scene like this, you got to bring bosses with you.
Hold on. Mel said Kevin was on that pink Tucci powder. They're so gross, all of them. Was Tucci even around back then? I thought that was something new. Was Tucci around back then? Hold on, let me get back to the chat while this is
See,
playing.
it's female friendly. We got a ladies and female. She's butt ball. That's what I call it, raw dog. I'm not jumping the tub myself. You know, once everybody gets out, you know, just me and the lady. This is my scene. I'm used to this type of thing. You know, doing what I do best. Oh! Did the camera catch that? Got the camera! Got the camera off!
guys look glassier than a mofo. That's all I'm saying. Look at this.
We had technical difficulties last time, but I'm gonna tell you something. When you with troopers, we act as troopers and we fix situations. We're up here, everybody's safe. No, this one's here. We had Trigger Trey
Girls fire. Her hair got caught in the can.
on the scene. Honestly, second degree black belt in first aid. Right now, also my man Terrence, BT 106 Park, he's in the building. Shouts out to Terrence for a very small waistline on his pants. Listen, we're really right now. Listen, what we're doing is unbelievable.
I do want to address this thing about they're all consenting adults was the problem. And I really want to say to people, are y'all dumb? Are you stupid? Because at the end of the day, all the lawsuit said is this was a live stream. This was a live stream. Of course, they weren't showing what happened once the party went to the thing. But the people in the complaints are saying that this is what it looked like on the surface. But for everybody that stayed after midnight and ate something, they turned into little monsters. So yes, right here, I am not going to show on YouTube someone getting raped. I'm sorry for the people that came into the chat thinking that I was going to prove the federal prosecutor's case on them live on YouTube and show someone's someone's son or daughter getting raped. If that's what you guys came here for, please exit out the chat and use your GD brains. Like literally, you guys are not going to actually see someone being raped on my channel on a YouTube live. Like what? Anyway, let's keep going. Let me keep going.
Listen. What we're doing is unbelievable up here.
Okay, so let's go back. Y'all want to see that again because I was talking too much.
My Trey's up here, the Fab's up here. You know, when you have a scene like this, you got to bring bosses with you. As you see, it's
you got 3 girls, 3 guys. They
female friendly. We got a ladies and a female. She's butt ball. That's what I call it, raw dog. I'm not jumping the tongue myself. Once everybody gets out, just me and the lady. This is my scene. I'm used to this type of thing. Doing what I do best. Oh! Did the camera catch that? Got the camera. Got the camera. We had technical difficulties last time, but I'm gonna tell you something. When you with troopers, we act as troopers and we fix situations. We're up here, everybody's safe. This one's here. We had Trigger Trey on the scene. Honestly, second degree black belt in first aid. Right now, also my man Terrence, BT 106 Park, he's in the building. Shouts out to Terrence for a very small waistline on his pants. Listen, we're really right now. Listen, what we're doing is unbelievable. Listen. What we're doing is unbelievable up here.
Okay, so anyway, Kevin Hart actually filed a motion last night. No, actually, he filed a motion, I believe, Friday, to have he filed a motion in JT's case. That's JT, that's his ex-best friend who he framed for doing all this weird stuff, and he wasn't, right? Again, he filed a motion in JT's case for the case to go into arbitration, meaning he wants to handle this privately. Now that Diddy is going under, Kevin is trying to pay people his mom and keep his money and keep his cases private. I heard there's more to the story on why his restaurant's closed. Now, Cam, that boy said, are we going to ignore Tisa in the hot tub? Cam, please. We don't need to shut YouTube down. I'm just saying I got many gifts and having the gift of gab ain't one of them. I'm just saying. Brian Prado said, need some lotion. Okay. You guys got me. I just showed a video of myself in a tub with my hair catching fire on a YouTube live. Wow, these Diddy trolls. I will say one thing. Diddy is going there. Diddy, if the levels, let me just say this, and this is for the people of the Diddy troll account, do better. Go see who Johnny Depp used for his trolls, but I doubt Diddy got the money to pay, because if the level of trolling and logic that Diddy's trolls have used to cause commotion and pandemonium and wake the girlies up and get them talking, if this is the level that we can expect, Diddy gonna get the death chair. I don't even know how. Diddy's not even up for the death penalty, and he's gonna be seeing the electric chair. If this is the level of mental games and the level of trolls that Diddy can afford, we gonna act like that's not Tisha in the hot tub? Good one, guys. Good one. Tisha, you know you need some lotion. Oh, yes. Gag the girls. Yo, Diddy is broke. And that, gag the girls. Oh, if this is the level of trolls that Diddy can afford, that motherfucker getting an electric chair. And death penalty wasn't even on the table. I'm just saying. I do want to say one thing. That girl stayed in the tub after her hair caught on fire. You know that's dedication. She had a job to do. I'm just saying, these trolls, if this is the level of skilled trolling they can pay for, because it's paid for. Did he get an electric chair? It actually makes me smile. Listen. No, listen, you guys can ignore the trolls. They don't bother me at all. I just actually think they're funny and pathetic that this is all Diddy's team can pay for to change public opinion. That's you with lotion in the tub. Oh, good one, guys. Anyway, right? Here we go. Kim Marie Norman said the trolls need to go put some money on his books. That's right. I do want to thank the troll that actually sent me a super chat. I like that type of commitment where you will actually pay to say something dumb out your mouth. It's fine. I'll do that. Okay, so what's happening with the JT case? If you guys don't know, Kevin Hart, let me just get into the JT case really quick, right? Kevin Hart actually had a good friend called JT. They were best friends, him, JT, and Tori, his ex-wife. But at that time, Tori and Kevin Hart were married. Tori Hart, she went on tour with Cat Williams. So it's JT, Tori, Kevin. Tori and Kevin are married. They all came up from Philly, all funny. JT and Tori were said to be ghostwriters for Kevin. I do want to say that when he fell out with JT and Tori, Kevin stopped being funny as a stand-up, but as you see, Kevin is a talented actor. Okay. So Kevin had a problem. Shout out to Zebby Universe. Kevin wanted to catapult himself to fame. JT and Kevin, according to JT, hatched the plan that they were going to go and set up cameras all over a hotel, which, by the way, where he get that idea from? Was he hanging around Diddy too long? Where did he get this idea from? They were going to secretly put cameras all in a hotel room, invite a young lady up, Kevin was going to seduce this young lady, and the young lady, without knowing it, would be on film. Then Kevin and JT, according to the things, the plan was to release the tape out into the wild, and it would be like, oh my God, Kevin Hart, tape leaked. Oh my God. And he thought that would catapult him into even a bigger level of stardom. So this happened all in Miami. So JT got the room, he set it up, he did all the stuff. All right. The young lady, that happened. It was filmed. Okay. Kevin at that time had a pregnant fiance who is now the wife. But here's where things get interesting. So all of a sudden, this thing with the tape things, the young lady sues Kevin and I think even JT and was like, yo, you guys taped me without my permission because I went into a hotel room. And since you guys are the ones since you're the one that invited me to the hotel room, Kevin Hart, there's no way that somebody got cameras in that room because the hotel was like, we ain't do it. There's no way somebody got hotel cameras in that room unless you had permission from you, Kevin. So she was like, I'm suing Kevin. Now, Kevin ended up settling with that girl, but then something weird happened. All of a sudden, Kevin's best friend was under federal investigation and actually got I believe he got arrested, but he was under federal investigation because the feds thought that JT had committed identity theft, stolen Kevin's credit card, made a hotel reservation in Kevin's name, which is identity theft, gone into the room, planted cameras all over the room, filmed Kevin and that young woman without permission in order for JT to blackmail Kevin. Now, you know the feds have a 98.7% conviction rate, okay? JT didn't have a lot of money. He was just a comedian that worked from Philly, but he worked in the industry and he was like very funny. But he didn't have money like that to fight the federal government. However, something interesting happened. JT got a lawyer and he fought the government, right? And all charges were dropped. All charges were dropped. Now, why would they be dropped? Because the feds actually have no evidence. Why did the feds have no evidence? Because the feds had gotten a file of emails, a file of text messages, a file of stuff showing JT trying to extort Kevin. Oh, that's another thing. They were looking at extortion charges, had gotten a file of JT trying to extort Kevin, and also a file proving that JT not only committed all those crimes, identity theft, taping, blah, 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 and also tried to blackmail and extort Kevin. However, the case, and they took Kevin's word for it. Kevin had very high, powerful attorneys. Kevin was sitting there saying, I apologize for cheating on my wife, but you know what happened with this, and I can't believe my best friend would do that to him. Again, they were tight. However, it came out that the feds had gotten that file from Kevin Hart, and that file was full of nonsense. Nothing in there could be corroborated, and everything was fake, and everybody took Kevin Hart's word, because why would Kevin be trying to accuse his best friend of extortion when Kevin and his best friend put this all together? And if Kevin's best friend JT had been convicted of extortion, this, that, and the third, he would still be sitting in jail, and nobody would believe him. But things got even worse, because Kevin Hart has always proven that it just keeps going. So then everybody always said when he got out, all Kevin tweeted was, yo, it's sad things fell apart, but blah, 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 blah. Some dumb, nonsensical thing. And that was it. Everybody always thought, that's weird. If I was JT, I would sue Kevin for even doing this, because you're the ones that gave the feds this false information, the emails, the extortion. He made it all up. Nothing like that ever happened. So here's where it gets really, really weird, right? I know. What's more weird with this? So then, all of a sudden, a lawsuit drops this year. The lawsuit is from JT. Apparently, when that all happened, JT went to Kevin and was like, you're going to have to pay like you weigh. Then he noticed Kevin was only 3 apples high, and he said, no, never mind. You're going to have to pay. You have to pay a little bit more, right? Kevin actually paid JT a settlement. Now, the money was supposed to be, I think, a multi-million-dollar settlement. However, the issue was, in that settlement, along with the money he paid JT worked in the industry, and everybody thought that JT was a best friend that had extorted his best friend. Who will work in the industry with someone that has been accused of extortion? It doesn't matter that he got off. I don't care. I'm not hiring anyone. I don't care if you were found not guilty. I'm not hiring anybody that was accused of extortion. JT's career was pretty much ruined. So JT was like, no, you're going to help me rehabilitate my career so everybody knows the truth. Along with the settlement, you have to write this message that JT is innocent. He never extorted me, blah, 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 blah. Basically make a public statement so he could start working in the industry again, because up until then he had been blacklisted. Well, guess what? Kevin paid the money, but he never wrote that situation. He never wrote that statement he was supposed to immediately write. Cut to a few years later, which is now, JT goes back for more money because he says, no, absolutely not. You were not only supposed to pay me my money, but you were supposed to clear my name so I could work in the industry. By you not clearing my name, I'm never able to work in the industry. Because Kevin never fulfilled his part of the agreement, he was in violation of the settlement. So JT went to court and sued him over the settlement. Settlements are usually confidential, but when you sue someone for breach of a settlement, now it's public. Now we have confirmation. You did settle with that mofo. The feds did find him not guilty. All the information was in the lawsuit. All right? JT was suing Kevin. Kevin Hart, oh, I'm sure. Which I find it rich that you're suing Tasha K for extortion. But pot, meat kettle, right? I guess we all black. So, cut to now that the Diddy stuff is going on, Kevin all of a sudden made a move. Before, Kevin was like, I'm taking this to the mat. I'm fighting this. I'm going to be vindicated. Now, when the Diddy stuff dropped, cut to Kevin saying he wants to move his case to arbitration. Arbitration is completely confidential. If you go to an actual court case in the court, it is public record unless you get the record sealed. But it's very hard to get the court document sealed, right? You have to show why your need to have it sealed outweighs the public interest to have clear, transparent court proceedings. It's very hard to prove, especially when you're the one that violated the agreement. So what ended up happening? We now know about the settlement. The Diddy stuff dropped. Kevin's butt, as you saw in that video, is all up and down. All up and down with Diddy in the peak era of the Freakoffs. As a matter of fact, Kevin was the MC, if you will, the master of ceremonies at one of the alleged Freakoff parties for the album drop of Last Train to Paris, which is in Doll's lawsuit. So cue to Kevin saying this can't never see court because JT was Kevin's right-hand man. JT knows how Diddy invested in Kevin's career, Kevin hanging around Diddy, what happened at those parties, and other things that could ruin Kevin's sneaky clean 40 and sleep, but it stays Kevin's squeaky clean image, and it could ruin it and make sure he never gets another acting role. So now, after Kevin saying he's going to take this to the mat, he is now begging for it to move to arbitration, which will stay out of the public arena, and everything is completely confidential. Yeah, that's what's going on with the JT case, in case you guys were wondering, okay? Listen, that's what's going on with the JT case, okay? That's what's going on with the JT case. Also, Dory Angel said, Tisa, people are in this chat thinking JT is Justin Timberlake. It's Janet Jackson. No, it's it's JT, his best friend. Also, Just Know said, Bueno trabajo, Tisa, saludos de Republic Dominicana. Oh, yay, oh, yay. Wait, is it? It's bachata. Shout out to Dominicana. Okay, so, bueno trabajo. Bueno, hold on. Let's get into this high school Spanish. Good work, trabajo, trabador. Good work, Tisa. Salute. Greetings from the Republican Dominicana. Don't tell me please don't tell me my Spanish ain't top tier. Okay, so this is where we are. Also, Trishon, what's up? Seems like Kevin tries way too hard to be funny, but just comes off corny AF. Hopefully my girl Tisa's having a good night though. Listen, you know I am. Okay, so let's get back into this little PowerPoint presentation. Now that y'all know what's going on with Kevin and JT and his friend, okay?
We need alcohols. Right, alcohol.
This is Kevin. This is Diddy telling what's happening in the Freakoffs. Again, Diddy tells on himself all the time. He just told y'all in the Freakoff video with Usher. Again, Usher came after the party to the after party. The after party, Dawn said Ish went down. Okay. Now it hasn't been proven in court of law, but it's what Dawn said. Again, telling himself again.
Not just one alcohol.
Alcohols.
Right, just a different blend. You need the ladies, you need the booze.
You need some water.
For watering plants?
No, I don't know if guys have noticed this. Like, a lot of ladies drink water at parties. They just, so you have, if you don't have what they need, they're going to leave.
Right.
Got to keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but rock with me, but just check it out. You need a lot of heat. A lot of heat. Yeah.
Heat. You mean that physically the place has to be hot?
You don't have no air conditioning.
No air conditioning. No. Why is that?
Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, like, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
That just sounds disgusting. What are you talking about?
Depends on the way you look at it.
Depends. Oh, people start getting it gets kind of sexy. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you sexy.
Okay, so let's get into whatever. this is Diddy also bragging about the fact that he really was trying to be the rap Jeffrey Epstein. He's bragging that he has his own island, just like Epstein did, where he could do whatever.
Very first time.
Yeah, I have an island.
And I do want to say something, you guys. In this time, well, you know what? F it. Let's keep going.
This is just for inspirational, motivational uses only. You know what I'm saying? You don't know a lot of black men that come from the hood. They got an island. I got an island. It's called Love Island. So when I took you to Love Island, and then you realize that the plane landed, and then we had to float to another island. What was going through your head when we were going there?
I was like, I'm finna go to war by this nigga, he mad.
What was your favorite time that I took you off the grid?
When
you going off the grid with me, you got to go to sleep for a week.
Yeah, because it's definitely giving no sleep.
Yeah.
Definitely giving no sleep. That private island that everybody, because I remember I saw it, I said, oh my God, Diddy took Young Miami to a private island, but now we know what was happening on those private islands. Young Miami was bragging back in October 2029, I'm on a private island with Diddy. Okay, right? She on a private island with Diddy. It looked like it was all fun and games. JT pregnant, she didn't even want to come down to this. It looked like it was all fun and games until we knew what happened when the cameras went off. Don't stop, get it. Let's go. They like on this private island doing their thing, right? Having the time of their life. I think honestly, Young Miami actually did an interview with a while back with JT, and she was saying that she always been into that yacht lifestyle. She was on the yacht with DJ Khaled. She was a Young Miami, she enjoys the more liberal things. And I think she thought she probably got the perfect thing. Like, it ain't got to be forced. We down for the Freakoffs. The only thing is, Diddy always going to keep pushing until he get what he wants. She flew. Oh, this is that one video about Diddy and his mom that everybody was talking about. God's Creation did a good walkthrough of this. So watch her video where you see Diddy and his mom with the IBs and the white fingernails, and they said they only did IBs a day after a freak-off. Look at this. Yeah.
Mom, freshly dipped though.
Look at this. He literally, for no reason, zoomed in on a live stream to his mom to zoom in on the white fingernails. You can't tell me he wasn't sending a message to all the people and the guests of the Freakoff Lift. You just can't tell me. You can't tell me. There is no way somebody will zoom in on white fingernails. And the thing is, the mom looks really nervous when he does that. Look at this.
Did y'all peep that? The mother has on white nail polish.
Oh, yeah.
Just like Carisha should be wearing white nail polish. If you remember, in the lawsuit, Cassie said that Diddy forced the women around him to wear white nail polish because it looked good during the freak-offs. So it's very interesting that his mother is wearing the same white nail polish.
Yeah, for real. Mom do know how to have a good time. She ain't sitting in the house playing. Outside moving and shaking, baby. She come with me to strip club.
You see what they're saying? We outside moving and shaking. It's, to me, it sounds like he's advertising his mama. I know it sounds sick, but it just sounds like it. We out here moving and shaking. My mama come with me to the strip club. She don't care. Listen to what comes next.
Yeah, real. It's my dog. I want to live life. We out here moving and grooving. My mom told me, she just said, keep moving, baby.
That's right.
Keep moving.
Don't stop.
She could touch the floor with her palms.
What is going on? My mama told me, keep moving. That's right, baby. Keep moving. Don't stop. Yeah, my mom, she can touch the floor with her palms. What is going on?
Flat. Oh.
Flat.
Take pew, pew, pew.
Okay, so hold on. Where else are we at? Flygirl 787, thank you for becoming a member. The Daily Tea, thank you for becoming a member. Flygirl said, that's so sick, who freaked her? Yo, they got a weird relationship. Let's move into the next part of this presentation. All right. The Usher mess. Yo, Usher deleted his account, his Twitter account yesterday. And then when the whole world got into a kerfuffle, he said he got hacked. Usher, I never seen anybody hack somebody's Twitter, not tweet anything stupid, and delete almost every tweet you ever had. Again, record executives are stepping down. Usher's account gets hacked and gets deleted. Ariel on Twitter said, coming in hot, singer Usher Raymond deleted all his posts on his X account. Celebrities are feeling the heat. I told you all this was going to happen weeks ago on September 3rd, 2024. Once P. Diddy goes to trial and it's made public, you'll see a lot of celebrities disappear permanently. Look at this. So this is them actually screen recording everything. Usher had wiped his account completely. After they got done wiping the account, they then said that where are we at? Update. Usher then said the tweets were deleted as a result of his account being hacked and used to promote a crypto scam. The account has now been recovered. Now, let me just say this. I ain't never seen anybody hack an account, delete all the tweets, and then the next morning, 15 hours later, put up a random tweet about a crypto scam. Usher, shut up. And why would they permanently delete all 7,000 tweets? It don't even make sense. Mijay said, black lights, white nails, glow in the dark effect. That might actually be what it is too. The glow in the dark effect. That could be what it is. I think he just likes the way it looks, but it could be. Oh, also, Brittany L said Usher and Trey Songz are one and the same. I know that's right. We even go to. So anyway, this is the whole thing where I'm like, you don't get to say this 15 hours later. I mean, I guess. Sure, Usher. Sure. You got hacked. And they forgot to use your account. Immediately after deleting all the tweets to post their crypto scam. And on top of that, instead of just making the next thing they tweeted, the crypto scam, they took the time to permanently delete all 7,000 tweets. So now these hackers wiped your account clean. You don't have anything to hide, but they wiped your account clean. So I guess you got to start from zero, right, Usher? It's just coincidence. Let's also not forget you were there chilling with Uncle Rush. You were there chilling. Speaking of this, have y'all seen what Charlamagne's talking about? That boy get on my nerves. Charlamagne is now saying that Diddy needs help because anyway, let's keep going. Wicked NC said, let's see if someone achieved his Twitter. If someone achieved his Twitter, I hope so. Listen, archived the Twitter. I hope they did too. I really honestly hope they did. But the internet, I'm sure someone did. That's one thing about the internet. Somebody gonna have it. Okay, last but not least, because we got to get out of here soon. Nicki Minaj was going in on Jay-Z. Now, Nicki Minaj got a weirdo for a husband. She got a convicted weirdo for a brother. Well, actually a convicted weirdo for a husband too. But she made a good point about Jay-Z and Steve Stout. They have been arguing back and forth because Nicki has been airing him out. And I gotta agree with Nicki. I gotta agree with it. How can you mobilize yourself to go on this big smear campaign against Nicki and swear your minions, but y'all can't say 2 words, not 2 words about your best effing friend Diddy? It's given guilty. It's given y'all about to go down too. It's given whatever the case may be, maybe birds of a feather, right? She said, dear short and stout DIC, Laffy Taffy Alien, DI Breath, and SAS. Who is Laffy Taffy Alien she keeps referring to? Who's a Laffy Taffy Alien? I can't figure it out. Okay. We want to know if you were present during abuse of teenagers and children. That's what we want to know. You can't, God, Nicki, you can't blank, blank, blank. Stop. Aaliyah, Foxy, etc. during R. Kelly video shoots and stuff. Do you know about the abuse of Kim Porter and Cassie? Y'all seem to always run in a sort of rat pack. So that's what we, the people, want to know. And your peeps to speak up, ugly, bald-headed bowling ball B. You ninjas don't have this energy for. And here's the thing. I will say, she's not wrong. She said you don't have this energy for the guy that you're with. Just like Jay-Z ain't have that energy for R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein. He ain't have that energy for anybody. Again, you can't come out and speak and try to bury Nicki. But then for everything, the world is burning. Like, you've broken your silence. Now speak. Now speak. We want to hear about Diddy. We want to hear about Diddy. You don't have anything to hide, then speak. Nicki said you worried about tea of a 15-year-old child who was railroaded. Okay, Nicki, stop. Nicki, stop. Stop. She always make a good point until she tried to defend that husband of hers. Stop it. It's not going to work. We don't care. But no comments on the tea and baby oil that's been going on for decades and as recent as a month ago. Again, why can't anybody in the industry talk about it? And if they say because it's an ongoing legal matter, that means y'all are a part of the ongoing legal matter. I will stand firm that what is going on is money-wise. And I would even go to venture that people might have looked the other way why ish was going on because their money was involved. But make no mistake, Nicki's weirdo, but they being even bigger weirdos too. And the fact that they literally mobilized to go after her, and Nicki was tripping. But at the end of the day, can y'all now comment on Puffy since we know you know how to mobilize and get talking points out and prove things wrong and drop receipts? Where is it? Everybody in the situation is wrong. The only person but Nicki ain't being quiet about it. No comments on the tea and baby oil that's been going on for decades and as recent as months ago. If 15-year-olds need to be held accountable, and they do, and told they can't ever move past their past, well, Nicki, you're trying to turn your convicted sex offender husband into a sex symbol. And we all seen that man's little twig legs. I'm just saying, he ain't my husband. And Nicki like it, we love it. Anyway, right? Then what about, and she got a good point here, what about the 30-year-old who groomed, sat by, and was silent? Oh, yeah, right. Let's keep the blogs focused on Onika. Short and stout blank don't want to talk about his friend and them. Ha! Gag City, Los Angeles. Listen, whether you are a fan of Nicki or not, I fear. I fear. She gagged the girls. She said they got to keep the conversation on me so that no one asked about these charges against their BFF. I mean, it seems the 30-year-old T here is far from stale. It's nothing but patterns. Yet, SAS, short and stout, ugly alien. Who is the ugly alien? Stout, D-breath, etc. All talking about Onika. Why they talking about Onika? Again, she ate, I fear. Undercover men are always aggravated with women because they've decided that they can't live in their truth. Therefore, women who have done nothing wrong to them are made to pay for simply existing. Fix it, Jesus. Enough is enough. Gag City, Los Angeles, tonight and tomorrow. What else is she saying? She also said, then they started arguing over title, saying LOL word, one of the blogs that they reportedly have lots of control of. That's a shade room. Why is my photo there? Oh, reportedly, Hall. Y'all, I'm really laughing how people aren't really smart. Always believe that they're outsmarting smart people. No, we do. Okay, anyway, they're arguing over title money and who got what and whether he snaked her. And I get it. Nicki didn't trust Jay-Z. He told her to sell. She ain't trust that mofo because of things that she's seen. She didn't sell. She only got and everybody else got like $9 million from the deal, and she ain't get $9 million. Now, listen, maybe she had reason not to trust Jay-Z. Maybe whatever. People got money from the deal. That is not my ministry. Again, to me, this is like a disagreement over money. It's a disagreement over money. A disagreement over who's lying, all this stuff. That is not my ministry. However, Nicki called out Jay-Z. How you got so much strength from me, right? but you're not talking about your best friend. You can mobilize and send. Again, Jay-Z seeped out. You guys have broken your silence. You need to speak out and make a statement. Silence is not going to cut it this time. Nicki Minaj then bragged that she surpassed Jay-Z to become the 6th longest charting rapper of all time on Billboard. Her music is has charted for 1,945 cumulative weeks across Hot 100 and Billboard 200. She said, "Move." Nicki Minaj. Anyway, yeah, she said, "Well, I count a milli." Jigga what? Jigga who? Yeah. So listen, they've had beef for a while. Nicki Minaj so what's the moral of the story? Everybody look guilty of sin. What's the moral of the story? Everybody can spin around and they don't realize they're playing the game of Spider-Man, pointing at each other. You know, a Spider-Man meme where they're both pointing at each other? What's the moral of the story? The moral of the story is, well, I don't even got to tell you to watch the space. We're going to stay on the space. I'm telling you, the powers that be are not going to let Diddy take them down. But like I said at the beginning of this chat, these rappers, these wannabe billionaires, barely making it millionaires, and I'm not saying they're broke, but they don't have the power everybody's acting like. They just don't. Diddy might run shit in like the Hyatt and this and that, and for all the working class people, but they don't run shit when it comes to governmental shit. The powers that be that Diddy was working for do it. The powers that be know the public wants blood. And the job of all these rappers that they let be their billionaire, you know, they let them be their lapdogs, their best friend, their whatever, right? Their business partners. The job of these people is to appear like billionaires and appear to be the powers that be. Because so when people demand blood, these toy soldiers have to line up and sacrifice themselves. So let's see how many sacrificial lambs. And again, sacrificial does not mean that they are innocent. I'm just saying they make them line up and like, you know, and they are the pawns in the game of chess. And they are paid very dearly and they get to look like billionaires. But at the end of the day, you are nothing but a well-paid pawn. You don't have enough money to have enough power to move governments, economies. You see what I'm saying? So what's going on? These pawns, right, are now being moved to take the fall. And it doesn't mean that they are innocent. It means that they are now being called upon to literally the sacrificial lambs. So the public can get their ounce of blood and their pound of flesh, because they know that whenever we get upset and we start screaming for justice, if they do not give us that ounce of blood and that pound of flesh, then we will rip that's where revolution starts. And we know, and they know that they don't satiate us and find a way to be like, okay, here, justice is served, then we will rip shit apart. Like we've always done in every culture and everything, whenever it's like, no, this is just too much gross injustice. This cannot be. And one thing I will say that sacrifice, that time and time again separates the elite from the poor, the working class, and the middle class. The elite are willing to sacrifice anyone to keep their money. They are willing to even sacrifice their own children to keep their money. Poor people, working class people, middle class people, traditionally, we're not willing to sacrifice our children. We're not willing to sacrifice our loved ones. Now, people might sacrifice other people's loved ones, but we're not willing to sacrifice our own. And that's why the people have that thing about sometimes, oh, this is ritualistic. You made a thing. You had to do a sacrifice. It's not the fact that you had to do a sacrifice like somebody on the altar saying, by the power of the Lord. No, it's saying that you have to prove to them that you have the same mindset they do, that there ain't nothing more important in this world than money. Not your mom, not your kids, not your dog, not your sisters, not your brothers, not your dad. Nothing is more important than power. And you have to show that you will sacrifice everything to hold on to power, just like they will, even their own blood. So again, I think both people's things are true. To conclude, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. When people say the powers that be are not going to go down with Diddy, you all might be right, but can we stop thinking so small time? Because Jay-Z, Usher, Kevin Hart, and all these other people are not the powers that be. at all. They're the powers that be's representative. But baby, you all know how it is about getting a little flunky or a foot soldier or a worker. Because again, the powers that be will sacrifice anything and anyone to stay in power. So what the F is their representative? Get a new one. There's a million. Look in the comment section. There's a million people willing to do it. A million people that will make that trade-off. So anyway, y'all, that's what it is. That's what it is. Let's see. Let's go to Kai said, notice Nicki specifically said teens and children. He said, please see my TT playlist, Enemy Exposed Hollywood. Okay, Kai, we'll do that. Caesar said it took an oath. He said, that's why no one's talking. It don't matter. You guys don't realize that how much power we have as the masses. We are many. They are few. They could set an army on us and they still couldn't control us. Like, I don't think you understand how much power. We are calling for blood. They're going to have to satiate us, okay? They took an oath. That's why no one's talking. But also, you're right. Their job is to be sacrificial lambs whenever people start looking for the power to be accountable. They let them pretend to be the power. But by pretending, right, when it's time for the power to be held accountable, we're sending these celebrities out there. Not the real power. Jay-Z is not real power. Kevin Hart is not real power. Having 100 million is not real power. I hate to break it to you guys. Having 500 million is not real power. It's a good job, but you cannot move economies and government with $500 million, no matter where you live. Again, when I talk about power, I talk about power. For all these people talk about conspiracy theories and this and that, start looking at people's lives. Start looking at like the 13 families that control the world. And it's not conspiracy stuff. It just is what it is. Like, it is what it is. Anyway, Caesar, you took Wicked New York City says, let's see if someone achieved. Oh, yeah. Archive is Twitter. Also, Marshall Dub, thank you so much for becoming a member. And Cassie Joe, welcome back, mama. Thank you for being a member for 2 months. Anyway, y'all, let me get out of here. Stay sharp, but I will agree. The powers that be might be safe. These music industry mofos, these actors in Hollywood, all these people that are going to go down with Diddy because he's mad, they are not the power. They do not move economies. They don't run shit. All they do is get free shit from Louis Vuitton, get invited, and literally buy makeup, Maybachs, whenever their billionaire bosses decide to throw them a few dollars. They don't run shit. They don't. They are employees, highly paid employees that can pretend like they run shit. It's like somebody letting their maid live in their house for a week and house sit. It ain't your house. You don't run shit. You're not even allowed to eat out of the refrigerator. That's all I'm saying. That's it. Thank you. Anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I got to get out of here because once again, everybody's hungry and blaming me for running my mouth. So I got to get out of here, you guys. Thank you so much for joining. I will try to go live later. If not, I'll go live 3 times tomorrow. I have a lot more news to share, but y'all know me. I'm long-winded. Check out my lives. Check out the reposts. It's going to be a good thing. All right. I will talk to, really quick. Sorry. Potato Gun Camper said, you are preaching tonight. What's up, Potato Gun Camper? Also, Burn. Everybody, before we go, please give a shout out to Burn for gifting 5 Title Tales memberships. Okay. Give a shout out to Burn. All right. Thank you. I will. All right. I will talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody.